So the question is, can LeBron James and Isaiah Thomas make noise? Listen, I really like Isaiah Thomas. Really like him. Don't love him, but I really like him. He's not a guy you build a championship around. The good thing about the Cleveland Cavaliers is their teams are built around LeBron James. Now, I will say this about Isaiah. On the positive side, you have a guy who fills some of the things where LeBron lacks at. You have a guy who knocks down fourth quarter shots. He's the best fourth quarter scorer in ABA. That's what it was last year. He's the best. But a lot of those shots he makes in the fourth quarter are in games that are not as meaningful as in the playoffs. Though Isaiah's a really good fourth quarter player, that really doesn't matter in the NBA Finals if the Cavs, if they get there, because I don't even believe they're the favorite to get there anymore. But if they get to the finals and you're playing against the Golden State Warriors, yes, Isaiah might be a really good fourth. Because when we're talking LeBron, we're talking championships. He competes for championships, right? That's what it's about with LeBron. Even though Isaiah's a really good player in the fourth quarter, what does that really mean if you have Klay Thompson, who is pretty much a whole foot taller than Isaiah Thomas? Did you hear what I just said? Klay Thompson is almost a whole foot bigger than Isaiah Thomas. Maybe Isaiah could go at Steph. Steph's not going to be on him in the fourth quarter of these games in the finals. I think at some point in the regular season, Isaiah and LeBron will mesh. Again, Isaiah can, if he comes back healthy. By the way, another thing that people ain't talking about enough. We don't know if Isaiah's 100% healthy. We don't know that for a fact. Let's just say if he is healthy. I think Isaiah can take a lot of the burden off LeBron from a scoring standpoint. He's just a guy who can get his shot off any given night. Some nights he'll go for 40. LeBron will be able to have 20, 25. The Cavs will win easily some nights. By the way, a good defender, Jay Crowder. He'll be able to take a little bit of the onus off LeBron in the playoffs. Hopefully you can put him in, and he'll take away from some of the deficiencies that Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson present on the defensive side of the ball. But when we're talking Isaiah, he don't got that it factor like Kyrie do. No pun intended. We know they call him IT. He ain't Kyrie, bro. Kyrie was, in his mind, Kyrie felt as if though he was better than Steph Curry. Period. And if the Warriors didn't have Klay, in my heart of hearts, I believe Cleveland would beat the Warriors 4-1 easily. If Kyrie didn't have to worry about guarding Steph and then coming on the other end of the court and having to worry about Klay defending him, they'd easily go 4-1 at the Warriors. So I just think Kyrie, in his heart of hearts, he knew he was the guy. He knew he was one of the best players. That's why he's banking on himself right now. He's banking on himself. And I just don't think Isaiah Thomas has that. Kyrie's bigger than him. Isaiah Thomas lacks in the department of that dribble like Kyrie. You can lock Isaiah up. You put them clamps on him, you can lock him up. Now he gets in the lane at his sides. As good as we ever seen a guy at his size get in the lane. But there are going to be nights where Isaiah Thomas goes 9 for 22 and shoots you out of a basketball game. He don't have that it factor, and I don't think it's not because he doesn't have it mentally. He's like 5'8", 5'9". I'm taller than him. How can he have it? I know my limits on the basketball court. Trust me, I'm nowhere near as close to Isaiah Thomas by far. But damn, at some point, height needs to be a factor. And I don't know what the ceiling can be for this Cavs team. I think if anybody could make it work, it is LeBron James, because he's a savant of the game of basketball. He studies this game better than anybody has ever done it in the history of the NBA. He'll study Isaiah's strengths and weaknesses. Isaiah might be a little bit better straight on three-point shooter than Kyrie, maybe, even though Kyrie shot that ball beautifully from three. I don't know about that. I have to really think about that. But I'm not going to lie to you. There's nothing I can really think of that Isaiah is definitively better than Kyrie Irving at? Nothing. He wasn't better than passing. They were pretty much a wash passing. I might even give the slight edge to Kyrie. Neither one of them just loved passing the basketball. Speed, I don't know, man. Isaiah might be faster than Kyrie without the basketball in his hand. But with that basketball in his hand, Kyrie is quick as a hiccup. I can't give Isaiah that edge, even though he's smaller than Kyrie. Oh, man. Creating a shot. Come on now. Kyrie's one of the best shot creators in the NBA. He made a game-winning shot to win a championship over the unanimous MVP. I just don't know what Isaiah... Defender? No. I mean, Kyrie's not a great defender, but he's got to be better than Isaiah by default, right? He's just too small. I don't know one thing that Isaiah Thomas is better than Kyrie in. I just think that size got to be a factor. So I think LeBron will put in the work to make this relationship work. I think Isaiah is definitely going to have a chip on his shoulder. Boston did trade him. That's going under the rug. Boston quit on Isaiah Thomas after the MVP year he had last year. But I just don't know how this... I mean, he's such a great player, Isaiah is. But I think it's just fun. I don't think teams really look at him as a guy you can build a championship around. I think LeBron is definitely out of Cleveland after this year. Definitely now. Subscribe to my channel for more exclusive content like this. What you think on this conversation? Isaiah Thomas and LeBron James, how will they fit? Man, the NBA is an incredible offseason. We're talking about basketball, and football season starts in a couple weeks. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now you're turning up on Itsmrtaliaferro.com, shawty.